Hello again everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Well, in our previous video we showed you a lovely little trip we had before we was going to make our way to the Audlum flight. But first we thought we'll make use of the facilities and just nip back into the marina for a night and see our friends. They tend to visit regularly and they like to eat a lot and you'll understand why when you see them. Also, while there, we did our, we did our toilet, topped up with water again. Saves doing it when we're going through the, through Audlum. There's facilities there, but if we can do it all in our marina, that's great. We're in a lovely spot here. Sometimes it's hard to leave, but it's that nice because we've not got boats either side. We've got some lovely views, and it really is a very relaxing spot. But we are going, but I think we made a great decision because as you'll see in this piece of footage, the evening it was quite lively.
It was a bit wet to say the least.
just a bit. It was quite lively, and so we battened down the hatches and had a usual, well, in fact we had gin, didn't we?
We had.
Yeah,
yes.
we had a few gins.
Gin-Jiminy.
Gin-Jiminy, yeah.
It's lovely now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel the wind now?
Yeah. God, the weather, we're going to have a huge storm coming. It is, yeah.
Oh, feel the breeze now.
Yeah. It's incredible. We've got everything. We've got some fine wine for our anniversary as well, and a few other bits and pieces to enjoy ourselves. We might as well really enjoy ourselves on board, as we wouldn't be going anywhere else in this present climate or with anybody in groups or anything, because it's not practical. Anyway, I'll stop going on and we'll get on with the next part of the cruise. We hope you enjoy it. Back on the Shropshire Union, but we're turning right this time after our little stopover. Audlum flight, here we come, and we love it. Our proper adventure begins for 2020. You call it an adventure with the Shropshire Union. the Audlum locks. We've done them so many times, but we always enjoy it. I'll try to give you snippets of information because we know this canal so well. There's so much information. And the first one I'll start off with is Shropshire Union Canal wasn't its original name. Its original name was the Birmingham and Liverpool Junction Canal, but only from a town called Nantwich, because the Shropshire Union was the very last from Nantwich down to a place called Audlem Junction. That was the very last major canal built on the waterways during the Industrial Revolution. And believe it or not, it's canals, but eventually all this canal was owned by railway companies. I think 2 different ones had it. Amazing. Anyway, more historic information as we go along. Before you start the 15 locks at Audlum, you will always find, as you go along, this particular stretch we're coming up to, just before the locks, will always be packed with boats. Various reasons. Some that they'll be going up, so they want a good start. The other one is, at the bottom, there's a winding hole. So instead of going through the locks, you can turn around very quickly and make your way back down the Shropshire Union. But it's always, any time of the year, just a very popular mooring point. Bridge 79 on the Shropshire Union. Going up, this is the start of the Audlum flight. This will be enjoyable for both of us, because it's always been one of our favourite flights. It's just in a beautiful surroundings. The little building you see there, they're quite popular on the Shropshire. A nice historic reminder of things, and I'll talk about them more as well as we go further up this flight, because you'll see them a few times. Bywashes are quite commonplace on locks. Some are more fierce than others, but you certainly can't be frightened of them. If you steer the boat towards them a bit, you can steer quite easily into the locks without much disruption. It's when you're going straight that you'll have a few bumps. At least it's a decent temperature today, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Lot... Fluchy, isn't it?
It will be after all that rain. I've got my t-shirt on from America, kindly provided by Maggie and her family. We don't normally, well, we don't ask for anything, but it was very, very kind of you to send these. Bernadette's got hers as well. And of course we've got those really, really wonderful sweatshirts as well. And when it gets a bit cooler, we'll be wearing them. But like we've said before, we really appreciate it. Great quality and made to measure as well. So thanks Maggie and Co. Greatly appreciated. Just a lovely temperature today, absolutely gorgeous. Because of all the rain, our brass is not as clean as normal, but no doubt, knowing Bernadette, they will be sparkling at some point on our trip. Nice and easy into the lock, and then when I get through this, I'll just tell you a little bit about the Shropshire Fly pub, and the other pubs were around in the village. I can't wait for them to get back to normal though, cool. But what will be will be.
I'll just show this. Right, thank you. See you at the next one.
The Shropshire Fly pub, we went in first probably about 1979. It used to be a warehouse. It wasn't the traditional boatman's pub. It was where all the storage was done. And the lifting gear you can see at the front here, this has just been repaired. It's not what was originally used on the canals. That's from a railway. So it's not the original, but it still looks the part. So Shropshire Fly, originally the big warehouse in the Industrial Revolution. Also, as we come along now, Audlum Mill, a very, very nice shop with loads of memorabilia and that, and some very, very good paintings. Oh, we've got friends here as well. How are you?
Very well, myself.
Yes, yes. Plodding along.
Pretty old year, isn't it?
Understatement. Understatement, that. Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, alright, see ya. There's a boat just coming out of the next lock. This is notorious for having quite a bit of a wash on the right hand side, what we're going to go through. But in the meantime, just through the trees, there's another pub there called The Bridge. Obviously, because it's next to the bridge. That was the original working boatman's pub. That's always been there. We've been to both these pubs on quite a few occasions, but I've got to be honest, our favourite is in the town, just a few hundred yards away, the Lord Combermere. I just like the beers more though. They're really nice beers and they do superb gluten-free food. So for us, there's the Shropshire Fly, the Bridge, but the Combermere is our choice. Anyway, ready for the lock now. Bit of a blind turn here when you're coming out, so if I stay over to the side a bit like this, it makes it easier for the person who's coming out the lock. Sometimes you have to adapt accordingly. Let's see what this little bit of bywash does now. All you need to say is, I'm the boss, not you, and get going. There is a touch of space here if you do it right, and you don't get buffeted that much. On the bottom. Oh. not too bad. Could have been a lot worse. It is Bernadette's genuine choice to do all the locks. Over the years we've split things, but she says she prefers doing that, as funny enough many ladies do. They tend to do the locks. It just seems to be a thing what happens. It's also with this particular boat we have, a Steve Hudson, the steering's, because it's a deep drafted boat, the steering's a little bit heavy as well, so you need a little bit of strength to manoeuvre the tiller bar, you know, and the rudder. There's little doubt it's going to be a busy time on these locks today, but the more people doing them, to be honest, the easier they are. Never understand the logic of not wanting anybody around when you're doing locks or when you're boating, because you can all help each other. There's a very interesting building coming up soon on the right hand side, and I'll talk about it when we're coming up, once we're in the lock. People do mistake it for the wrong thing, but like I say, I'll explain it more in a few minutes. This building, so many people think it's for horses. Well, it's not. This was very important, and it was linked to one of them small buildings I showed you earlier on in this vlog, but I'll still talk about them later. But this was like a workshop, and you get everything done here for a particular reason. You've got carpenters, blacksmiths, they're doing all the work here, you know, and they've all got chimneys, these buildings, as well. I think that might have been used as a little furnace for the blacksmith, but the other ones will be for little fires for keeping people warm. So, another little bit of history. but nothing to do with horses. It always makes life easier, like I said, when we've got a few boats. We've left our gates open, and the boat coming past now on the left have left theirs. You'd have to be doing all this work yourself, or Bernadette would, if it was all very quiet with hardly any boat use. So there can be advantages. Mindful of safety. As I've said before, Bernadette's got gloves and a windlass watch. It's got the spinning piece on it so that she doesn't have to touch anything. Well, I've just done a lock, and you know, like metal, you know, all the steel work and that, and solid bits, this blinking virus can stay alive for up to 72 hours. Now, I touched some of the metal bits, you know, with my hands. Didn't touch my face or anything. Straight back onto the boat. Washed everything. You know, washed my hands totally like you're supposed to. But I also doubled it up with my hand sanitizer as well. You just have to keep thinking logically and safely, and you should be alright. We started a bit, you know, quite early, but as they get busier, the bywashes get more and more fierce, so you have to be aware of them. But it's still, it's no problem. It's if you're shallow drafted, you'll have more problems. But if you're a deep draft and a long swim, the responses are quite good, and you don't really have that many issues. It's quite easy, really. That's if you've got confidence.
Oh, I've not shut that paddle. Me? No, I'll get over, you're alright. I'll climb through the boat. I'm always worried with this one, because if you drop it too soon, it won't open. Watch you don't get pushed over.
certainly made good headway today. No breakfast yet, so we might be stopping very shortly, and we might not even be moving any further for today. Who knows? In a short time we'll find out.
Downhill all the way.
To the shops.
As we're coming into the next lock, you will notice another one of those small buildings on the right hand side. Again, when we get in the lock, I will tell you what it is. Alright. These little buildings are known as lengthmen's huts. What does that mean? Well, for those who have never heard of lengthmen, for years and years, you used to get people who worked for the canal companies, and in later times British Waterways, used to walk up and down the canals and the locks to check that everything was okay, and if they came across a problem, that was when that other building I showed you where they had the workmen, they used to send reports there to get repairs carried out. Why? Well, I'll tell you that shortly, but for now, that's for people who work as lengthmen. And there's a little chimney there, obviously to be used as a fire in the winter months. The lengthmen were a vital cog in the Industrial Revolution, because the canals, if anything shut, it cost people a fortune. It cost the companies a fortune. It cost the people who were carrying the cargo a fortune. So these lengthmen were vital. They went and checked things. If anything needed doing, the work was done as quick as possible. This became almost like the most popular motorway. There's a lot to tell you about the other end, and hopefully later in the season I'm going to be able to tell you about that. But this stretch was a new canal, but it became vital to connect, eventually to connect Ellesmere Port down into Birmingham. It was vital, and the cargo, what was coming from the sea, it was coming from overseas, from boats, some of it had to be delivered very, very quickly. And that's how when we was down at the bottom, I was telling you about the pub called the Shropshire Fly. Well, the Shropshire Fly is named after the flyboats what came up and down the Shropshire Union. They had right of way over everybody. Everybody was, the locks were open all the time for them. 24 hours a day they went. They didn't stop at night. It was just get there as quick as possible. They had the priority. Now the Shropshire Fly is famous for having a boat inside, but it's not a Shropshire Fly boat. It's known as the Joey boat, and they were used a lot in the Birmingham area on the Birmingham Canal navigations. But they got older one and made it into a bar at the Shropshire Fly. So, like I said, there's all sorts goes on this canal, different things, and that's why we enjoy it so much. It's fantastic, it really is. We've just done the final lock for today. No idea what time it is, but I know it's not late, but I think it would not be breakfast, it'd be brunch now. But I think we'll be stopping for the rest of the day. Why shouldn't we? That's what it's all about. Chill out time, relax time. It's definitely coffee time, that's for certain. That's our day done, well and truly. Yeah.
Yes. You find us perspiring slightly.
Mostly you.
After 13 locks.
Yes, we didn't do the 15. We thought we had such a lovely mooring.
Don't tell them about this mooring.
All right, I won't tell
This is
them.
a secret mooring.
No shelf here, that's for certain. It's beautiful. But we're going to stay here probably another day as well.
We are.
Yeah.
And we've just had some lovely smoked bacon baguettes and some fresh coffee.
Yeah,
So we feel replenished now.
we certainly do. So we hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, we don't say it often, but you're welcome to subscribe and press
If
that.
you press that bell,
Press that.
that's what they say on YouTube, isn't
That's
it?
what they say, yeah.
If you press that bell, you'll get notifications of our new videos.
Yes, yeah. You can even like it if you want.
We don't mind whether people like it or not. That's
That's by and by.
Yeah.
We make our videos because we want people to see what we do and how much we enjoy it. That's all it's about for us.
even if you visit it, look at it and dislike it, we don't care.
No, it's a lovely record for us as well, isn't it?
It is lovely to
Yeah.
look back.
And it's just brilliant to be back cruising again. It's that was very enjoyable, them locks, wasn't it?
Yeah. Early start, early finish.
That's it, yes. So that's it. And as usual, when I finish a video, I say, ta-ra!
And I say, bye for now.